Koholo, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Yahushai, Rachachodash. Let the elders that rule well be counted worthy of double honor, especially they who labor in the word and doctrine. To the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad, greeting. Shalom, brothers and sisters. It's your servant Yashar with another epistle. I was on Nature News and I was looking at today's articles, and this happened to be one of them. The title of the article caught my eye, and when I opened up the article, as you can see, this beautiful picture of a nuclear bomb being detonated. So it says here, where will you be when the nukes start falling on America? Absolutely beautiful question to ask. Now, if I were to ask this to a hopeful elect, they're going to tell me on a chariot with Yahweh Shai. If I were to ask this question to anyone else, they're going to tell me some sort of carnal answer. Now, the rest of this article has things pertaining to the Windows 19, the Babylonian bee sting. It talks about Ukraine. Right here it says with Mike Adams, the guy that published this, he has a lot of opinions that he mingled into this news article. So I'm not going to read this because if I do, I know for a fact I'm going to get a strike on this channel. And I rather not. So if you want to read what Mike Adams has to say, I've already given you the website or app, and just look for this title. So I already looked at this article, so I'm going to scroll all the way down. All right, so it says here, where do you want to be during all this? As far away as possible from any military base or a large city. It's written in bold. But we know that the elect, majority of the elect, are going to be situated in large cities. And you'll have some elect that live near military bases, whether they know it or don't know it. Mike Adams goes on to say, you want to be off-grid, resilient, and fully stocked. But we know that according to Job 9:24, that the world is given unto the hands of the wicked. We also know that they have become wiser than Daniel. So being off-grid, you're not really off-grid when you're competing with satellites in space. Resilient and fully stocked. We know that, yes, you can stock up, but that's tackling this from a carnal point of view. And we know that we're spiritual. Once this begins, there is no going back to the relative normalcy of today. This entire situation can go from calm to world war literally overnight with one explosion. And for the most part, that's true. We're on Yahweh Bashmishai's time. He'll have things happen when he wants them to happen. But we must be circumspect, because the vision is for an appointed time, and it's going to surely happen, pertaining to Habakkuk 2 and 3. So let's get some scripts, because it's going to go back to the question, Where will you be when the nukes start falling on America? This is 1 Peter chapter 3, verse 13. And who is he that will harm you if ye be followers of that which is good? Who can harm you? Who can touch you if you're following Yahushai HaMashiach? Only the elect with the mark of the exemption from destruction pertaining to Ezekiel 9 and 6, only those men are going to be followers of that which is good. It's really a 0+0 situation. A precept for 1 Peter 3 and 13 is Romans chapter 8, verse 31. What shall we say to these things? If Yahweh Bashem Yashai be for us, who can be against us? Who can be against us? If you have the mark of exemption, you will be fine. Strange things will happen in your life. Things that you thought were only possible in movies. You might be walking and food just appears out of nowhere. Drink just happens to be there. You might run into a cache or cache, depending on how you pronounce it, of food, drink, substance. And that's just pertaining to food and water. You won't be touched. You won't need guns. You won't need to be a 9th degree black belt in Taekwondo. Yahweh Bashem Yashai's protection trumps anything carnal. Doesn't matter. Yahweh Bashem Yashai's protection trumps all the nukes in the world, all the weaponry, all the hand-to-hand combat moves one can learn. You can literally bathe in Fiji water. All you've drank is the top water. Yahweh Bashem Yashai trumps all that. Ecclesiasticus chapter 7, verse 1. Do no evil, so shall no harm come unto thee. There's a scripture in Wisdom of Solomon that says all evil starts with, and ends with idolatry. Roughly paraphrasing. I believe it's Wisdom of Solomon 14 and 27. In fact, let's get that. For the worshipping of idols, Wisdom of Solomon 14 and 27, for the worshipping of idols not to be named is the beginning, the cause, and the end of all evil. So jumping back to Ecclesiasticus 7 and 1, do no evil, so shall no harm come unto thee. Do not put anything in front of Yahweh Bashem Yashai. It doesn't matter what it is. Women, children are two huge factors that usually have a man commit adultery. But we also know that Jake is very unique, so it could be anything. It could be TV shows, food, anything. Do not put it in front of Yahweh Bashem Yashai. That will cause you to go off to do evil. Verse 2, depart from the unjust and iniquity. We know that iniquity is sin compound on sin, shall turn away from thee. Because If you're around wicked people, wicked ideologies are going to rub off on you. It's pretty much inevitable. If you're around hearing just straight carnal talks day in, day out, it's going to get to you unless you what? You go back to following that which is good. We're around wickedness all day. So don't add to it. Depart from the unjust. I recently myself, I had to depart from someone I've known for over 15 years because they were doing things contrary to the scriptures, and you can tell by what came out of their mouth. I'm thinking to myself, I can't be around this. So Yahweh Shai, remove that person from my life. And I feel much better in a carnal and spiritual sense. And that's just one situation. All right, so let's boogie over to Psalm chapter 91, verse 8 and punch out. Only with thine eyes shalt thou behold and see the reward of the wicked, because thou hast made the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, which is my refuge, even the Most High, thy habitation. Let's look up the word refuge in the Slave Dictionary. Shelter, sanctuary, the state of being safe or sheltered from pursuit, danger, or difficulty. So jumping back to this article, that's how where we're going to be when the nukes start falling. We're going to be in the shelter of Yahweh Bashem Shai. And then let's look up the word habitation in the Slave Dictionary. Occupancy, house, the bayath dawadah, the fact of living in a particular place. I feel safer just reading this scripture. I feel comforted. Verse 10, there shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling. And the nukes dropping, yes, that is a plague. But if you're the elect, you will escape it. You will do things pertaining to an elect. So with that, I hope y'all were edified. Shalom.